Hi there, my name is Shango and I am here to sell you some marijuana. I am from Vashon Island. Vashon Island is a beautiful island in the middle of the Puget Sound. About 10,000 people live there, and we are talking creative types. Mostly it's farming culture. We've got a lot of farms, and we don't talk about the kind of farming that you get just anywhere. We're talking about Vashon farming. We're talking about organic. We're talking about permaculture. We're talking about heirloom. These are the hardest crops to grow and make a profit because the margins are so small, because it takes so much time, effort, and resources to grow them. Also, though, it's been for generations, Vashon has grown marijuana. It's talked about a lot less, but this is as high as the level as our organic produce farming. Last year, Washington legalized marijuana in our state, and my entire island was zoned for outdoor grow. So we have got a very unique opportunity. In fact, in the marijuana tabloids, they're calling us the privileged ones. We find ourselves in a situation where we're able to complement our food crops with marijuana crops and see how that works. And what's happening is that we're finding farmers who are keeping their food crops because we don't want to lose the food crops. That's why most of us moved to Vashon in the first place. But what we do want is we don't want those food crops to necessarily have to do so much heavy lifting. So many of the farmers are starting to put in greenhouses to grow marijuana crops alongside their food crops. This makes the food crops have to do less heavy lifting. Wouldn't it be nice if the farmer would be able to actually grow the food crops in the way that it wanted to be grown instead of timing it to get to market to be able to make the margins they need to pay the note on their property? We have this opportunity to let the marijuana do the heavy lifting, to pay the note on the farm, and also buy the new tractor, and also put the money in the account for the kids' college. The rub here is that this only works if our community embraces the marijuana farmers. We all know the kind of taboo that marijuana has had since before I was born. This doesn't shake off too easily. This takes people to tell other people that they love pot farmers. That is what I'm encouraging you to do tonight. The only way this works is if folks feel safe, and there won't be social alienation if they come out of the woodwork and decide to grow. And if their neighbors are judging them, that's not going to happen. And the reason why I think it's important to talk about this now is because we're living this experiment on Vashon right now, but if you're not in Washington, you could be experiencing this yourself soon. 14 states are likely to legalize by 2018, and another 2 are probably going to gain medical marijuana. This means that wherever you are in the country seeing this, it's coming to your town. And what we don't want is we don't want to set up a situation where marijuana comes to your town and you shun it, and therefore it's the people who don't care if you shun it who get into the business. We encourage you to embrace your local pot farmers so that it's the good neighbors who step up and say, well, I already own this restaurant, I'm going to add some marijuana to my property. I already own this farm, I'll add a little bit there. Because these are the same people that we already know give back to the school, give back to their church, are nice when we ask them to take the weird thing off their lawn, whatever, right? What we don't want are the edges of the fringe parts to get the holds of our local communities. So, what we encourage you to do is to consider the amount of money that you're actually seeing coming in from your farmers market and from your local farmers, and compare that to the $1,500 to $2,000 that they get from growing a pound of marijuana. It's a big difference. And the goal here is that we create situations where our local social mores that we've come to develop with our neighbors are the ones that are also running the marijuana industry in our area. So in final, what I want to say is embrace your local pot farmer for the good they do, and make sure to smoke some Vashon Island marijuana today. Thank you.